Hello ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to the Axino Investor Channel. Today I'm here at the Axino booth at the Precious Metals Conference in Munich. I'm really happy to have Luke Reinehr with me. He is the CEO of the company called Kalamazoo Resources out of Australia, and we have to talk with him because that's such an exciting story, and we would like to know more about it. Luke, good to have you here in Munich. Welcome to Germany. How was traveling? All good? How do you feel?
It's fantastic.
Excellent.
Yeah, we've had a wonderful time.
So it's the first time to introduce Kalamazoo to our investor community. We have already said that you are in Australia, an exploration company in a very prolific region, but you are the expert. We would like to know from you why you have staked those assets in this region.
For sure. Thank you very much. It's great to be here. Kalamazoo was started about 10 years ago. It was a private company which we then listed on the Australian Stock Exchange about 3 years ago. Our main project is in Victoria, which is one of the southern states of Australia. It was considered in the 1850s to be the richest goldfield in the world, and over 60 million ounces of gold came from our region. However, in the last 150 years, nothing much has happened for a whole range of reasons: lack of capital, lack of government support. But what's happened is that there's a Canadian company called Kirkland-Lake, and about 3 years ago it purchased and then started exploring at depth at a project called Fosterville. And that's now considered to be the richest gold mine, underground gold mine in the world, producing about 700,000 ounces at 46 grams a tonne, which is very, very high. So what's happened now in Victoria is there's another gold rush. It's really the second or third gold rush. And it's just a wonderful, exciting time to be in Victoria and to be involved in gold.
Unbelievable that is still possible, right? A lot of people say, oh, we have only 1.5, 2 grams in an open pit, but obviously this is a super high grade deposit. What about history? There has been a lot of alluvial production, as you have told me, and now the idea is and strategy to find the source of that alluvial gold which has been mined in the previous year. Is that the correct understanding?
Yeah, that's absolutely, Wolfgang. So we owned two entire gold fields known as Castlemaine and also Malden. At Castlemaine, almost 6 million ounces of alluvial gold was found in the 1850s and 60s, considered to be the world's richest alluvial gold, or gold at the surface, deposit anywhere in the world. But what's happened was, because there's been no exploration or production in Victoria literally in the last 100 years, no one's really seen where the source of that gold's come from. And because of that enormous success of Kirkland Lake, people are now saying, well, you've got to go and explore at depth. And Kirkland Lake is now, it's recovering those incredible grades at 800 metres to 1,200 metres depth. So what we're doing now, we've just started drilling last week, is that we're now looking at depth. We're going to be drilling deep to see, can we find the source of that really rich alluvial gold?
So the whole strategy, or even maybe the excitement in this investor community, is where's the next Fosterville-Mine? Is that a little bit the right interpretation?
It's as simple as that. Is there another Fosterville gold mine? And if it is, our view is, well, Castlemaine's a pretty good place to start looking for it, because you've got the world's richest alluvial gold field, but no one's actually found the source at depth. So we've got a 10,000 metre diamond drill campaign that started last Thursday. That'll run for a number of months, and we really test, I guess, our theories. But what we've also done is, because there's been really no exploration there in the last 100 years, there haven't been any modern technologies applied, such as, I won't go into too much detail, but induced polarisation surveys or geophysical surveys, 3D structural modelling. That wasn't technologies that have been available previously, and it's only applying those that we'll get the best bang for our buck when we start exploring and drilling.
So that is maybe the answer why you have really a good share price and a strong trading volume already. And you have told me you control with your brother 45% of your company, is it correct?
Yeah, it's about 40%. And so we kept it private, as I mentioned, and we listed a couple of years ago. But friends and family as well. So it's a very tightly held register. It's a good share price. It's been on a nice upward trend for the last probably 12 months. And we think once we start getting these results from the drilling, hopefully it'll be even more positive.
So you told me in another conversation you don't need really a resource to drill out. You just want to demonstrate the upside and the potential, and then you believe maybe some of your neighbors would be excited and interesting to come together or maybe buy you out. Is that a real scenario?
Definitely, that's a possibility. What's happened, Wolfgang, is over the last 3 or 4 years, as Kirkland-Lake has had this success, there's been this gold rush, but there's only really 5 or 6 companies now who control that whole gold belt, and we're one of them. But what's happened is that some of the big boys are coming into town, like Newmont have taken a major exploration position.
They have to.
Yes, they have. St. Barbara, Hancock Prospecting, they're all starting to look now. So I think we're pretty well placed. But as always the case, we have to get results. We need to get good drilling results because then that will reflect where we're going. But fortunately, because we've got about 445 square kilometres of ground under licence, of which we control 100%, we have many targets, and this is just our first target. As I said, we'll do about 10,000 metres, but then we've got other programs which will then flow out over the next 12, 18 months and longer.
If you like exploration and gold, which we do, you have to have a look at Kalamazoo Resources. I think you are in a hot spot. That's what I said in my Aktienspiegel, our investor handout for the conference. And if you deliver those kind of true results, let's say in the double-digit grades, then it's getting even more excited. Thank you very much for the interview, Luke, and I wish you all the best, and we look forward to get those true results and updates, and hopefully we can do that the interview again and you update our investor community. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Wolfgang.